So let's start with our knees a little bit wider, touch the edges of the mat, big toes come together. Sit your hips a long way back and stretch arms in front. Let elbows come down. Let your forehead rest down. You can always rest your head on the back of your hand if you don't want to. Touch the mat. Just whatever is comfortable to you today. Taking time just to settle in here, to adjust to the pose. Allowing hips to feel really heavy, relaxing and opening around the back of the body. Trying to relax around your neck and your shoulders. Noticing where you might feel a bit tight today. It's somewhere around the shoulders or the hip area. Maybe there's a bit of tightness in the muscles of the back. We'll just drop in with each breath. Letting every out breath relax you more heavily. Really softening down. Feeling ease of breath. Allow it to fill your body completely, expanding the ribcage. And with each out breath, softening, dropping in. Staying as we are for a couple more breaths here. And we'll press into every finger, press more firmly into the hands so the elbows float off the ground, straightening arms. Lift your forehead just off the ground. And we'll walk hands over to one side. Reach out as far as you like. So opening up through the side of the body. Let the other elbow just drop to the floor. Big breaths again. And coming around to the other side. Take it around as far as you want to go. And let every out breath sink your body into the pose. Coming back through to center again, with your arms outstretched in front of you. Keep the arms strong, so pressing into your hands, and feel the shoulder blades hugging into the back of the body. So we want to broaden across the collarbones so that we're not hugging up by the ears or shrugging up by the ears. And all we're going to do here is float one hand off the ground. So if you can, try and bring the bicep right up in line with your ear. Feeling strong around the shoulders, keeping the arm as straight as you can. Try not to hold your breath. Keep breathing easily. And then float the hand down. We'll come to the other side, moving slowly. So brace around the shoulders, float your hand just off the ground. See if you can maybe get a little bit higher. Keep breathing. And then touch down. We'll do it one more time to each side. So floating the front, the first hand again. Notice whether you tense up around the back of the neck or anything like that. Just try and keep your pose easeful. So there's no real strain here. And then touch down to the other side. Just feel the strength we're building around the arms, the back muscles, the shoulders. Holding for another breath. And then touch down. Come on up to hands and knees. So from hands and knees, let's just stretch out the legs. So step one foot back, tuck toes to the floor, and just rock back and forth. You might even want to do some gentle circles just to ease through hips. And then to the other side, so just bring the other leg back. Just do little circles or moving from side to side. All right, and then knees under hips again. We're moving through a cat-cow sequence. So we'll start by rounding out to our cat pose, scooping in through the belly, rounding. And then moving through to your cow pose. So lengthen the chest forward, keep shoulders pulling back, hugging the back body. Press into hands and round out again. So we'll keep moving from one pose to the other, moving at your own pace. If you can, moving in time with your breath. So notice where it feels natural to breathe in and to breathe out. Think about the way your shoulders move, so kind of looping them up, back, and down the back body, and we're rounding them out again. So thinking about full whole body movement. Just keep it going, flowing in time with your breath. See if you can let your breath initiate every movement. So we think about the breath, then we bring the movement. And then in your own time, when you're ready to join in, we're going to add on a movement. So the next time we come through to our cow pose, we will then sit hips back towards heels. And then float hands up, lift hips above knees, so reaching all the way up. Pull elbows down and slightly back from your shoulders. Reaching high again. Sit hips right back towards your heels, float hands in front, touch down, and then move through cow and cat. So lengthening through and rounding out is the last phase of the movement. Repeating that, so coming through to cow. Sit hips back towards heels. And try pressing into the tops of your feet as you rise. Thinking about creating stability here. Reaching up, then pull the elbows down. So you want to be tilting the tailbone down, belly in. With your next breath, rise again. With the out breath, sit back and keep your arms strong right up by the ears until you're ready to touch down. Then move through cow and cat. So let's do that sequence twice more, moving at your own pace. So let's think about moving with the breath. Just breathing in a way that feels right to you. Stay strong in this pose. Breathe to the top. Sit back, arms as straight as you can get them. Keep the upper back active and then float down. Lengthening through. And rounding. So one last time through. Just the right amount of muscular tension to stabilize, but also feeling ease and flow in every movement. Finish with a cow and a cat. And then when you're done, we'll settle into a neutral tabletop position. You can circle wrists at any point if you need to. Okay, so with your weight all the way over your hands, so shoulders come all the way forward, keep hugging your shoulder blades into the back body. And then tucking your toes under, we'll keep that little lift in the belly so we're not dropping in the middle. Float your knees off and then see how low you can hover them to the ground. So keep your weight forward as far as you can, so you're pressing into every finger, not just into the wrist. Little lift in the belly. See if you can bring these a little bit lower. Good. Yes, one more breath. Then send your hips high and back to your down dog. And let's pedal on the spot. After we've had the knees bent for so long, let's try and straighten one leg, bring the heel down and bend the other knee, and switch to the other side. Trying to lift high up onto the big toes, especially. And then reset your down dog. Come into a crouch, bending the knees deeply, and try and lift your heels as high as you can, so we're really bending the big toes. Keep your spine long, tilting tailbone high, and arms are in line with your ears, biceps in line with ears. Then pushing into feet, float forward to a high plank, shoulders over wrists. Lift hips up and back, bend the knees deeply, belly towards thighs. Coming forward, set your plank all the way forward and back one last time. This time we'll hold our plank, so stay right here. Drop your right knee down, spinning open to the side for a side hover, and the left arm lifts. So try and bring the hips forward so they're in line with your shoulders. And then float the hand down, pass through your plank again. This time, drop the left knee down, spin the foot out for balance, land that back heel and push your hips forward. So a little squeeze in the glute muscles, reaching up high, touch down, pass through plank, and the first side again. So another option to add on if you want, see if you can float the left foot off the ground, and if you can maintain your balance. Touch down, pass through, your center, knee down, open to the side, optional leg lift. And we're going to do it one more time on each side. So another level, if you want to go up a level, you could just spin the heels down and then choose if you want to lift the leg up. Yeah. Good. Okay, touch down, over to the other side, so the knee is optional. Spinning on heels if you're with me, maybe take that leg lift. And touch down, lift your hips up and back into your down dog. Just walk on the spot if you like, and hold still or pedal it out. And then walk your feet up to your hands, coming into a forward fold. So bend your knees a lot. Let the belly rest down over the thighs. Head and shoulders hang, so loosen up through the neck. You might bring in some movement if you want. Maybe holding onto your elbows or let the arms hang loose. You can either just hang here, or you could sort of twist from side to side, swing around. Even try straightening one knee and bend the other. Just have a play, go with what feels good. Okay, and then let the arms hang again. Roll all the way up to standing. Once you're upright, keep reaching arms all the way overhead. Touch at the top and bring your hands to your center. And just hold right here for a moment. Readjust, you can keep your eyes closed if you want to, but really feel your feet, spread the toes open, dropping in. Just a little bit of buoyancy in the body by softening the knees, belly gently drawing in, tailbone lengthening down, broadening across your chest. and try and lift through the crown of your head. Okay, from where you are, we're just going to, without disturbing anything else in your posture, lift the right knee. So foot floats off the ground. Then tipping forward, so a little bend in the standing knee. Flex the top foot and try and push your heel up, keeping the hips level. Come on up again, so just keep the knee lifted. And this time we're going to dive forward, reach your arms behind and extend your leg behind you. Keep the hips level so you can still be bending that standing knee. Step down to lunge, toes find the floor. Pull your weight back, let's bend that back knee and sweep arms high. Now pull your elbows down and slightly back of the shoulders. So really proud across the chest. Extending up, we're going to reverse everything. Keep your arms straight and strong as you shift forward and drag the back leg off. Arms sweep down and behind. And this time we'll bend the knee, bring it up. Come on up to standing. Hands come together and step down. Let's do the other side. So, keeping hips level, left knee lifts. So notice if you start to pitch the hip, we want to try and keep everything level. Then tipping forward, flex the foot, dive the chest. Coming up to standing again, knee lifts. And dive this time, so extend the leg back, arms follow, palms face the floor, so turn the thumbs out to the sides. Step the back toes down, so bend the standing knee. Dip the back knee as we rise, and bring it lower as the elbows pull down. Just keep dropping in, rise on up. Arms straight and strong, shifting forward, back leg lifts off. Arms circled down and behind. Lifted leg comes through. Hands together, touch down nice and lightly. All right, let's shake everything off. Just step and sweep. We're going to do it one more time to each side. So, big toes, drop it in. Focus your attention. Right knee lifts. Just take your time if you need to. Dive the chest, flex the foot, push the heel up. Rise again. And it's always better the second time. And dive. Arms back and down. Pull back behind. Step down. Find your balance, then pull your weight up. Bend the back knee, let's drop it in. So pull the shoulders back and down. Let's drop it a little bit deeper, let's keep going. Extend. Arms straight and strong, shift forward. Lift the back leg a little bit higher if you can, then sweep arms down and back. Lifted leg comes through, it's the tricky part. And touch down nice and lightly. Let's go straight to the other side. Dive. Rise again. And again, send the leg back. Reach the arms behind, dive your chest, step down. Pull back, dip the back knee, sweeping up. Drop in even deeper, let's see how low we can come this time. Extending high, shift. Sweeping up. And hands to center. Touch down and let's step and sweep. Release it all out. All right, from our mountain pose, step feet under hips.
Sweeping arms high. Now let's really stretch on up, all the way up. Eyes follow if you like. Keep pulling in through the belly so we're not losing control through the middle. Keep stretching. And then dive all the way down to your forward fold. So still trying to keep the spine nice and long so that we're not just hanging from the middle of the back. We want to be tipping from hips, thinking about sending your tailbone up. So as much of a bend in the knees as you need to. You can hold still or you can move from side to side. Okay, coming halfway up, bring your hands to your shins. Straighten the legs a bit more now. Lengthening through the spine. Then sit hips back and down and reach arms up. Bring the arms as high as you can until your back starts to arch, just before the belly pulling in. Sit hips right back and down. Push into your heels and rise on up. Keep stretching, stretching, stretching. And dive to fold. Soften knees as you go. We'll do this 3 more times. So come to your halfway lift first. See if you can put your weight a bit further forward this time. There's a lot of weight on the balls of the feet. Then bend knees, sweeping arms up. And drop hips nice and low. Bring arms a little bit higher if you can. Then stretch all the way to the top. Exhale down. 2 more times. So lengthen your chest forward, lengthen from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Deep knee bend, drop into heels. See how high you can bring the arms without arching the spine. Sit a little bit deeper. It's one way to get warm. Reach on up and soften down. Let's keep our breath flowing. So inhale halfway up. Exhale, deep seat, arms lift. With the out breath, come even deeper. Push down to rise, big stretch, 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 stretch. And release, hang out in your forward fold. Whatever you like, staying still or moving from side to side. All right, release arms and shoot the right leg a long way back. This time I'm going to drop the back knee to the floor. Make sure your feet are far enough apart that as you sink into the hips, the knee tracks straight over the heel. So you can always take an extra step forward so that we can be heavy in the heel. Let's just stay low for a moment first, easing into the pose. Take another breath. And then add on a twist, so bring right hand to the ground and left arm lifts. Hold for an extra breath here, keep revolving. And then fingertips touch down. This time we're going to lift even higher. So tipping tailbone down, belly in. So quite a difference to being hanging here, being straight and strong. Arms follow if you're feeling stable. You can always have a hand on your thigh if you need support. Fingertips to the floor. Shift your hips back. Let's work into a hamstring stretch, or you might even be getting it into the calf, depending on where you're feeling tight today. Just like all our other poses, we want to think about hinging from the hips, so we're long through the body, long through the upper body. Okay, and then flatten the front foot. Tuck the back toes under, lift the knee off, and with one hand or two, sweep on up. This time we'll keep the back leg really strong. So you might be working into a deep hip stretch here. Hold for another breath, and then push up into your forward fold. Set feet under hips. Hang out again, maybe holding forearms or elbows, or let the arms hang loose. Okay, we'll do it all again to the other side. So the left foot takes a huge step back. Drop the knee down, so you can always readjust when you get there if you need to bring that foot a bit further forward. Thinking about creating a long line from the knee out to the crown of the head. Then plant the left hand and rotate right arm open. Try and broaden across the chest, so keep rotating. Hold for another breath. And then touch down. So we're coming higher now. Still working at tipping the pelvis. So staying really strong through the middle of the body. One arm or both. Hold for another breath here. Fingertips touch down, pull the hips back, flex the foot. So we flex the foot just to make the pose a bit more active, activate some of the muscles so that we're not just hanging out here. We're actively sending the tailbone back and lengthening the chest forward. Be higher or lower, whatever feels right to you. And then flatten the front foot, tuck the back toes under, knee lifts off, and rising whenever you feel steady, one arm or two. So keep the back leg really strong, keep stretching all the way up to fingertips. Hold for another breath. Good, make sure you're breathing. And step into your forward fold. Feet under hips, let everything relax down again. Get a sense of tipping the pelvis, so tail high, head down. Easy breaths. Maybe swaying or just being still. Okay, and then we'll scoot one leg under. Come and take a seat. Soles of the feet together. Knees open wide, hands come behind. Roll shoulders back and down, lift the chest proud. Think about hugging shoulder blades back and down towards each other. You can stay here or you can lift the hips off if it feels good to you. Try not to collapse around the head and shoulders, that's where the neck and shoulders. We want to be lifting the chest proud. Eye gaze wherever your neck is comfortable. Holding for another breath. And let's lower with the out breath. Hands come to shins or slide down to your feet. Pitching forward from the hips, so we want the chest forward of the pelvis or stacked, just so that we're not curving through the spine and reaching out. You might even want to bring your forearms to your thighs for a bit more resistance. To make it a more active stretch. Pressing into the forearms and pressing the arms into the thighs. Just a couple more breaths here. Find that perfect balance between effort and ease. So it helps to check in with the breath, make sure there's nothing restricting your breathing. And then sitting up again, we're going to make our way over onto our backs. Feet flat to the floor, knees bent up. So we'll do some bridges first. Arms down the sides of your body, plant your feet. So try and make sure that your knees aren't falling open to the sides or dropping into each other. Keep your knees in line with your hips, and then arms running down the sides. Press down into the soles of the feet so you can start to feel that pelvic tilt. And keep moving with it, lifting hips off. Maintaining control the whole time. We're going to rise and lower a few times. So with your next out breath, roll back down. Pressing each segment of spine into the floor individually until finally the hips land. And then with your next breath, let's push off and lift the hips. So moving just at your own pace. Let's do 4 of these. So So if you're at the same pace as me, we're lowering back down. So see if you can feel the full articulation of your spine. Aiming to lift and lower one segment of your spine at a time. So again, we want just the right amount of muscular tension to create stability in your pose without overdoing the effort. So there's no strain, struggle. The breath can still move with ease. And if I've counted correctly, this should be our last one. It's always the low numbers that I have trouble keeping track of. So finally easing your way down until eventually we're relaxing all the muscles. Let yourself drop in heavily again. Move your arms a bit wider on the sides. And knees. Knees fall over to one side. Let them rest there. And with your next breath, knees come back up through center. With the out breath, they lower to the other side. One more time on each side. So with the in breath, we'll lift. With the out breath, we'll lower. And again. Reset, back up through center. Okay, so we're nice and even, both sides of the pelvis on the ground. Extend the right leg up, flex the foot, push it up towards the ceiling. Keep the hips anchored evenly on the floor, and you can hold behind your thigh or up around your calf. Just try not to lift your pelvis off the ground, anchor down, and that way we'll be able to hinge from the hips as we gently draw the leg a bit closer. Let shoulders and head relax to the floor. Minimal effort here. And then bend the knee, hook the ankle across the thigh and press the knee away from you. You can stay there if you want to, or you can reach through and grab hold behind the thigh or around the shin. Still actively pressing ankle against thigh and thigh against ankle, trying to get that bent knee wider or further away from you. Keep shoulders relaxed and wide so that we're not curving through the collarbones. And check in with your breath in every pose you do. Keep your legs where they are and just release your hands. Close your thighs together, crossing as high up your thighs as you can. And bring your hands to the tops of your knees, or the fronts of the knees. Gently hugging in towards you without lifting the pelvis off the ground. If you need more intensity in this pose, you could try and hold lower down the shins and gently flare your feet out to the sides. So you can choose any level of intensity within that range, whatever feels right to you. So it might be closer to your body or further away, or feet moving wider. Check in with the shoulders and the head still relaxed. Keep the legs where they are. Open arms out wide. So if it's the right knee on top, we're going to lower over to the left. Readjust the position of the hips so you can rest here for a bit, for a few breaths. If there's any real discomfort here, especially around the knee or spine, Then you can just unhook that top knee. It's a bit more intense than we normally do. Easy breaths, relaxing somewhere that you notice you tighten up. And then to come out, unhook the top leg, come back up through center with the knees up and feet on the floor. And this time we'll send the left leg high, or whatever you can do last time. Holding thigh or calf, anchor hips. So gently guide the leg towards you so you can feel that stretch up the back of the leg, but before you start to feel anything in the lower back. So it's really important that we're not bringing any strain into the low spine. Just checking in again, notice whether you're tightening up somewhere. And then we'll flex the foot, hook it over the thigh, press the knee away from you and choose whether you want to lift the bottom leg off, hold thigh or shin. So keep a bit more tension in this pose so we can actively work that side knee away from the body. Notice where the effort is right now. Just consider how it would feel if you soften back slightly. Keeping the legs where they are, release the hands, and then close thighs together, hands onto knees or shins, hugging towards you, or backing off if you need. Maybe try lower down the shins, see how that feels. There should be no pain in the knees, that's really important too. And then let's come over to the side. So if the left knee is on top, we'll lower to the right. So reposition the hips until you can relax down. Shoulders feel heavy, especially that back shoulder dropping towards the ground. Turn your head to any direction, whatever feels right to you. And then take a quick scan through the body. Notice what you're holding on to. Could even be in the inner thighs or maybe somewhere around the belly or ribs. Let's just try and soften back. Let's stay for around 2 more breaths. And then eventually when you're ready to come out, make our way onto our backs. Nicely aligned again. And then choose wherever you want your legs, either knees bent up or feet together, knees wide or outstretched. Just for the last, we've only got a couple of minutes here. Just a chance to reconnect with yourself, internalize your focus, trying to be really present in this moment, feeling your body lying on the ground, feeling the movement of breath even when your body is still.
Notice where your mind goes and keep returning to this space, breath and body. Stay just as you are for 2 or 3 more breaths. And then when you're ready to bring in some movement, take it small and slow. Maybe the hands first, fingers, stretching arms overhead, whatever feels right to you. Moving in the way that feels good. Sliding out one leg and then the other. You can try pointing toes, you can try flexing feet, try both, see what one feels good. And then gathering knees to your chest. And eventually making your way up into a seated position. So you can keep your eyes closed for longer if you like. Just while you get settled in this pose, shuffle around, fidget, and then drop in. Feeling the alignment of your body up to the crown of the head. So sitting tall and proud, but then slightly softening back, feeling ease in your posture. Ease of breath. And we'll take one last breath together, floating arms wide and reach up high. Touch at the top, and with your out breath, down to center, to your heart space.